Hello people, I'm out here in Lincoln, California doing a little gold panning, digging. I have a new tool to show you. This is going to be a good episode for recovery in an active system in gravel bars. I can give you some tips and tricks if you pay attention, and you'll find a lot of gold. Stick around, stay tuned. I'll show you some stuff. Okay, so this spot is pretty close to my house. It's only like, I don't know, I could walk here, it's that close. This is one of the gravel bars from this system. This creek that flows through Lincoln actually comes from Auburn. You can see over here on this sandbar, maybe, there's a lot of black sand mixed in with it. Let me zoom in on it. Okay. The black sand and this particulate broken down granite that's turning into sand is everywhere. I tried digging some pits up here for high banking, found a little bit of gold, but when you're digging in a dry system, once you find that, that's it, it's gone. In this, it's a continuous replenitive system, so I'm actually digging in the water. Now I'm using my bucket with the screen, and I've made a modification to it by using some security screen on it. The other stuff was just falling apart, and drilled some big holes in it. Now this is my gold digging shovel that I made. Some of you may not know this, but when you have a new idea, a new invention, and you put it on YouTube or display it to the public, you own the rights to that for a period of 1 year, even without a patent. So if any of you knuckleheads try to reproduce this, all I have to do is show a court that you made money doing this off of my design, and I can sue your ass. Little knowledge for the day, but it's only a period of 1 year, and then you have to file for the patent. Anyway, the deck, is the parts holder off an engine stand. This is off a dryer. This is a bike tube, the neck of a 10-speed lug nut, and I enclose the sides. Now, when I'm shoveling this, the bigger rocks will hit this and bounce over the top, and the lighter, smaller material like the gold, the heavies and stuff, will fall in to the back, which is also enclosed. It's very heavy. I know I got Gold Digger written on it, but I should be calling it Ymir, Thor's hammer. It's super, super heavy. But what I'm doing is I'm walking out there, and when I shovel in the current, when I was using a normal shovel, all the material blow off the top. It doesn't do that in there. It increased my productivity 3 times. There's a lot of mercury in this system too, so you have to be careful. I'll try to videotape some of that, but this is hard work, so I'm going to go at it, and if I feel like it, I'll film it. But if you don't have something like this, you're gonna be shoveling a lot of dirt for nothing. Well, you might get lucky, but with that, there's no luck involved. Something else that I thought of, when you're digging in systems like this, dig from one spot at a time. Like I started over here, one speck, one over here, specks over here, flakes over there, specks over there, none. So it gives you an idea where to dig. If you randomly, you know, blast holes, when gold does show up, you're not going to know where it came from. Taking my first shovel full, got it inside there, and I'm just going to wash off the rocks. Now, you might want to dig through there for nuggets. I haven't seen any nuggets out here. I'm not tripping on it. If I see it, I'll take it. And I do that about 4 or 5 times, and then I stack rocks for every time I clean the bucket. Each rock is a bucket. Usually I do 10, and I get about a half a gram from here. So, alright, so first bucket's done. I'm not going to shake it. I'm going to dump it out in this little pit that I dug. These little things catch the gold for me. As you can see, some of the darker material shows up, and then it lightens up. That means it's working. Anyway, Dump it out, dump it out, dump it out, dump it out. The reason I don't shake it is because there's specific areas I'm digging, and the strata is identified as you go down. The bottom one is the first dig, second bucket, third bucket. Dig it, and then I pan each one of those out. I'm going to show you a little tip on this. I'm going to just take a little scoop. Anybody who's come panning with me knows I do this really fast. The first shake is always the best shake. It gets all the gold down to the bottom. By now, anything that's heavy, like gold, is down on the bottom. Rinse off the first layer. Shake, shake, shake. Rinse off the layer. The blonde stuff comes off and you start seeing that darker material in there. Now I'm washing it fast, but to slow it down, I shake it out all flat, then move it forward to a half moon, and all the stuff on top can be rinsed away. Shake it all out, full moon, back to half moon, rinse. See how it got darker? And it'll continue to get darker the further I go down. Now I'm going to kind of waste this pan just to show you some stuff. The rocks will eventually come out. I'm not sticking my hands in there because of the mercury content in this water. I want to get down to the mercury itself, which is beyond the black sand. And there's the mercury. Within the mercury is the gold, and at this point I start rocking it back. Now to keep the mercury from floating on the top, you want to keep an ample amount of water in the pan so the mercury can't float. It's pushed down by the water. See the silvery junk? It's mercury attached to sand silicates. But the gold's also inside that too. See the mercury? But the gold's underneath that, and the only way to get it off without touching it, in fact you can see some floating on the top, is to keep ample water in there and keep washing it back without getting it on you, and then the gold will reveal itself. At some point I'll show you, but they're so small I don't think they'll show up on the camera. Not initially. Towards the end I will. But that's how you pan, dudes, dudettes, people. Alright, down there by my finger are some tiny, tiny little gold specks. They might show up, they might not, I don't know. I've washed all the mercury out, and that's about all the gold I got. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little flakes in there, and they're going to add up. Like you saw, I barely took a scoop out of there, so when I take a man-sized scoop, a lot more comes out. But it makes it easier when I get home just to pour it out on my bucket of doom and then extract the gold with a sucker. So there you have it. That's how I do it. And I don't destroy the system. I might make a couple little traps on the side, but if you didn't know, if I didn't make this video, you wouldn't know I was out here digging. So, treat Mother Nature with respect. Respect the Gaia. And she'll respect you and fill up your pan with gold. She's just teasing me, so I gotta get back to work. Usually 10 buckets takes me 4 hours if I'm not dorking off, but sometimes I screw around, go swimming, take a break, hurt your back. So you can make maybe out of this creek 200 bucks a week, 300 bucks a week at the current prices. And for some of these $10 an hour jobs, you don't have a boss yelling at you. This is your office. I don't know, if I don't get work, then I guess this is what I'm going to do. Thanks, Obama. Alright, people, so the sun was cooking me, so I came home. This is kind of some of the sand and junk with some mixed in gold. And then there's the gold I recovered today. I took a picture of it. It's not much clearer, but that's all gold right there. And I did that in about 3.5 hours. Sorry it won't focus more, but there it is. Some of this is gold that Joe and I got at Yankee Gems. Those bigger pieces are, that one's Joe's, that one's mine, and I think that one's his too. Anyway, the rest of it is from here in Lincoln. Everything is cleaned out. This is over 2 days of using the gold digging crazy heavy hammer of doom. That's some nice gold, man. I got it spread out. I could tap it up to get it all together for you. I'm gonna take a picture of this for sure. You can see it piling up. Cool trick, huh? I'm tapping my pants so I can see my gold. There it is. Hey, birdie! Idiots. So quit watching this video and get out and go do it and stimulate your economy, and quit waiting for your idiot politicians to do it because they're retards. If anything, let's get them to let us dredge but be kind to Mother Nature. Look at that. That could be yours. You could have got that today, but you're watching my video instead. Yep. Isn't it nice? Look at it. Look at it. Can't stop looking at it, can you? Look at it. Look at it. So in conclusion, people, you saw my gold. I have a gram so far of dried stuff, and now I'm drying what I got from today and with Yankee Jim, so we'll find out soon. But as far as Yomir here is concerned, this thing, how I know about the patent stuff is because I got the patent information, okay? I got all this stuff when I was going to do the junk for the spider web rack. So, if you plan on making one of these, go ahead. But if you sell them, and I find out about it, I'm going to come after you, because they work really good. But, if you happen to be an investor and want to get into that kind of stuff, let me know. Because unless you find another one dated before this, I'm the dude. I'm a gold digger, baby. Gold digger.